Hey everyone. So today, I think what I'm going to do is go through mixes that set aside to make and never have. But it depends on what's in there. Let's see. Oh, we can try this one. Next. I got my old VG back because I've been having issues tasting stuff again. And the weird thing is, it's only after like 30 mils of it. Usually, sometimes it's been happening sooner, like before I'm through with the 30 mil batch, but in general, it would be like the first 30 mil were fine, and then I make the same exact mixture, and then all of a sudden I can't really taste much flavor, if any at all. And ironically, it started happening when I switched my VG, which I didn't really kind of put two and two together at first. I thought maybe it could be that, but I don't know. It still might not be that, but I figure I'll just try it anyway. I used the other VG for my dad. There's nothing wrong with the VG. It's just, it is a different thickness compared to the Essential Depot, which is what I was using for the longest time. So I don't know if that's affecting it that much, but I figured I would give it a shot because at this point it's just really irritating. So yeah, I figured that's what we would do, is maybe try mixing some things that, because like I have a lot of Theory Crafter recipes that are just kind of sitting, and then I never get around to mixing them. So I figured maybe I'll do that today because I don't really have anything else in mind. We can also incorporate new flavors I haven't mixed into a mixture, which is kind of what we did last time. Oops, that wasn't supposed to go there. What the hell does this mean? I have all my like recipes divided into groups, like folders. And I abbreviated this one really weird, CNOS. Like, what the hell does that mean? No idea. The VG that I use typically is Essential Depot. The one that could be causing the muting issue is the bulk apothecary or whatever. I can't really pronounce that second word. I don't. It's a weird word. It's the bulk one. Like, it's a common one. I used to use it way back in the day. Never had issues with it, so I don't think it's the VG that's necessarily the issue. Like in general, like I don't think it's a bad VG. I don't get off flavors or anything from it. It's just it's very thick, and I don't know if that could be causing it, because even at a 70-30, it's more of like an 80-20. So maybe there's just something in there that's screwy. I don't really know. But I just wanted to rule out any kind of issue possible. Because like the tongue scraping thing and the drinking more water, like it hasn't changed anything. So I'm just trying to rule out variables. I don't think it's the Nick either, because I'm at this point only like half of a milligram of Nick, which is very low. So I don't think it is, but I think that would be the next step because I am using a different Nick as well. So I don't know. Apothecary, whatever. I can't. I have issues saying that second word. Anyway, so let's see. I'm trying to think of where I put these things. I also have other people's recipes that I've like marked to mix, and I haven't done that haven't done that yet. So you can do that as well. Okay, so I found some. These are actually alcoholic mixtures, because I bought a bunch of different alcohol flavorings from Vape Train, and some of them are kind of odd. So I looked up like It's basically like recipes that haven't been done that I've seen anyway, and like mixtures that I've never really heard of before. A couple of them I have, like Moscow Mule, Cosmo, which is Cosmopolitan, a Mai Tai, but then there's Elderflower Gimlet, Hemingway Daiquiri, Monkey Gland, Aviation, Corpse Reviver. I've never heard any of those, so I did like these mock mixtures of these things. So if any of those sound interesting to you, we can do those. But if I don't get any feedback, I'm just going to start doing what I want to do. Because, you know, we got to do something. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to put my stash over there, my flavor stash. So you guys can check out my flavors, see if there's any that you either want me to do a single flavor test of or try to incorporate into a mixture. I just woke up, so my brain's not firing at full capacity yet. I set my alarm specifically last night, but apparently I never turned it on. So I would imagine that helps in, you know, an alarm's effectiveness. But ironically enough, oh shit, my flavors are falling. When the hell did that happen? I gotta fix this before catastrophe happens. Sorry if that was loud. Actually, the mic is like pointed into my monitor, which is quite odd. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, ironically enough, I only woke up 8 minutes after I had set my alarm for her. And I was actually probably on the dot of when I was supposed to wake up, but I kind of just laid there for a while. And then I finally checked my phone because I'm like, I think it's kind of later than it should be. And it was. I don't know. I have a fairly good internal clock. I generally know what time it is. And I'm rarely ever late for things, which you wouldn't really think that because a lot of times on the live shows I'll be like just coming in later or whatever, but in general for things that are like very time sensitive, I'm definitely like for work I'm never late. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Blue. Is your name Blue? I'm pretty sure it's not, but here's a Momo, just in case I wanted to see her. A lot of times when I do these live shows, the animals are just disappeared for some reason. Usually napping. Right? She's been on and off moody, so she's getting better. A little bit more normal, which is good. Still not playing with the kitten, though. Which is right. Hey, I'm here. Anyway. Japanese aloe vera. Yeah, that one I got specifically for like a drink, like an aloe vera drink. So I don't know if you've ever had those. They're really good. They have a very interesting texture. So, and I'm a very specific person when it comes to texture. I don't typically like mixtures of different consistencies in my drink or food. Like I don't like pulp in my orange juice, but for some reason the aloe vera drink, even though it has like chunks of the aloe, I don't mind it. I think it's actually really good and it's really refreshing. The only thing is with those, they do have a lot of sugar in them, so that's why I don't drink them as often as I would like. But yeah, they're very good though. I would highly recommend them. I don't see a lot of people not liking them. It seems fairly not offensive or unoffensive. I mean, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it's a very subtle, like mild flavor. But it's hard to describe exactly what it tastes like. Yeah, it's kind of like a melon without a flavor. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I would say it's on par with like the flavor intensity of a watermelon, but it doesn't taste like watermelon. It tastes like, I guess, aloe. I don't have any other way to put it. Anyway, oh, they're playing now. I don't know if you can see them. That's pretty much how they play. Is Blue will just lay on the ground, and then Momo pecks at her. That's pretty much how that Momo allows them to play, because Blue's a little bit too rambunctious for Momo. Yeah, Amaretti is one of the Leilani brands. She always comes at me with these very odd flavor companies that I've never heard of before, like Delosi. What's the other one? There's a couple. Dumai. Actually, Delosi has been mostly Graham, I think. But I know Leilani has a few Delosi flavors. But yeah, she always finds the random ones. She actually found a couple of new ones recently, as far as like a new brand. But it's like, as you can see, my flavor stash is pretty crazy as it is. I don't really need to be adding to them. But yeah, most of the interesting flavors came from Leilani because we do flavor swaps, which is a good way to expand your repertoire. I don't even know if it's the proper term. Yeah. I think Graham has stock in Delosi because he's always talking about it. But anyway, so what I also have, is you can tell by the title, is I'm going to do, because like I used to do like, you know, the weird Asian snack thing. But as I had mentioned before, I'm trying to watch what I eat, especially lately. So I was at the farmer's market yesterday, and they had a lot of interesting fruits that I had never seen before. So I figured instead of like weird snacks, maybe every now and then I can do like a weird fruit or vegetable or something like healthy that I see at the farmer's market. So I'm going to try to go there more often because I got a ton of stuff and the quality of the produce is a lot better in general than like my supermarket. And it was like super cheap. So I'm going to try to go more often because with me not eating meat, mainly what I should be eating is fruits and vegetables. So it kind of makes sense anyway. Anyway, I got this Dinosaur egg Pluot. It is a little bit wet because I washed it off, but I don't know if the color is going to pick up true to color. Yeah, it's fairly accurate. It's a very odd color. It's got red parts to it, and then it kind of almost looks like it's rotting. That's the way it's supposed to look. Like it's got interesting speckles or specks in it. But basically, it's a combination of a plum and an apricot, which I didn't know when I bought it. I just saw that it looked funny, and it was called a dinosaur egg. So I figured I would grab it. But yeah, I've never had one of these. I've never heard of them before. So I figured I'd grab them and eat one, not in its entirety, because that's kind of boring to watch me eat. This isn't a mukbang channel. But I figured I would at least tell you what it tastes like, if it's good, whatever, and it'll be something interesting. Yeah, it's not a, no, I would not eat a balut. Those things, no, freak me out. Plus, I think technically that would be eating meat because you're eating like the entire developed embryo, which, no. Even when I ate meat, I wouldn't have eaten that shit. All right, so I'm just going to start with, where was the one I was going to do? Because I need something to vape on. Because like I'm completely out of what I was vaping for like the last half of the week. Because I've been waiting specifically for my VG to come, which it came yesterday. I don't really want to mix anything additional and then have it, you know, flavorless. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is, it's basically a inspired recipe, because I was watching Grim Green's vlog, and it was yesterday, the day before. It might have been the day before. And he kept talking about pony on acid. I guess it's like a e-juice. Never heard of it before, but he only said the name like, I don't know, 50 times. So I figured like it spiked my interest or whatever. So I'm like, what is the flavor profile of this thing? And apparently it's like a mixture of berries and like I think the description online is very vague, but when you actually look into reviews of what people say it is, it's like got like a French vanilla, berries, and like a lemon lime. So it sounded good. It's something I haven't had, exactly like that, probably ever really. So I put up a little like fake recipe to do later. And yeah, so I think we're just going to try mixing it. It sounds like it would be good, hopefully. I'm also going to use the TFA smoothie, which I really enjoy, by TFA. If you haven't picked it up, I highly recommend it. I meant to talk about it on the Mix and Vixen judging show, but I don't know. I was just really out of it that day. Not for any particular reason. I just was. So I just kind of hung out. But I'm going to use cream from Flavora because it's my favorite cream. At least as far as like a thick cream that's not offensive. I really like to add in like ice creams or smoothies. So we're going to use that. And we're going to use Forest Fruit by Flavor Art. Do you have enough, Momo? As you can see, my Flavor Art drawer is still fairly messy. But it's a lot easier to find stuff. So we're using Forest Fruit because it's a mixture of berries, which is what we need. It's one of my favorite ones. I would use Harvest Berry by Capella, but I don't think I have it. So we're using Forest Fruit. Then we're going to use French Vanilla by Flavor Shack, which should be very interesting to find. Because a lot of the more aloof flavor companies are random places. I don't remember where I put them. Flavor Shack is one of them. But we're using their French vanilla because I like it quite a lot. I'm very picky about my French vanilla. So you gotta use the one I know I like. So it's this one. Then TFA smoothie, which I already have. We're using lemon lime by Capella because it's a very nice lemon lime. And it was specifically noted that that combination was in there by people that reviewed it. Like I'm really just going solely and depending on people that have actually tried it because I never have. So we're not really cloning it because you can't really clone something that you've never had before. But it's just inspired. Like the flavor profile sounded very good. So yeah. All right, got our lemon lime. I need to pick up a bigger one of this because it's really good. And then our last flavor is the sweet strawberry by Jungle Flavor, just because I wanted to bump up the strawberry, because I don't think strawberry is very prominent in the Forest Fruit by Flavor Art. So I wanted to bump it up a little. Strawberry is one of my favorite fruits and flavors. So plus it'll add a little bit of sweetness to it without having to add just straight up sweetener. Hello, Max. Capella Silverline Fruit Circle. I actually haven't tried that one yet. If it's interesting to anyone, I can do that one next. I think I have it. I'm pretty sure I have the entire Silverline between buying them myself and then when I was in Detroit. So I can look and make sure I have it, but we can mix that. But with TFA Fruit Circle, I know the key with it was mixing it low and then layering cream on top of it. At least 2 different kinds. Just to kind of mellow out that Lysol note. Because it's not very pleasant if you mix it very high. Like I can't do higher than 2 with the TFA version. I don't, and then people are mixing it at like 7 and up. And then wondering why it tastes bad. It's like, well, it's a little high. Anyway, moving on. So I'm going to mix this variation here. I guess we can make it public. For now, anyway. Hopefully, the LR won't take forever. While that's changing. Oh, speaking of Fruit Loops, since it's kind of related to the weirdness, what spelling do you remember Fruit Loops having for the word fruit? Do you remember it being spelled properly, F-R-U-I-T, or do you remember it being spelled like something else? I won't say what I feel until I see a few people answer, just to not sway anyone either way. I really missed my label maker. It figures like when because like I wasn't using it for the longest time except for like big batches or batches I make for my dad. But now that I don't have it, like it's not working, I miss it. Mainly it's when I do the flavor swaps with like Leilani. Having that really helps. Because now I have to like handwrite them and crap, which I don't like doing. All right. I remember it being spelled fruit, like an actual fruit, but apparently, supposedly, it's always been with the double O. It's just weird. It's one of those Mandela effect things, supposedly. But I mean, just looking at it, it looks wrong. Like it's just weird. And I think a lot of them could be chalked up to, well, you're just remembering it wrong, or there's all these people remembering it wrong. But I think there's just too many of them, and there's too many of them that, for me, like I know it was a certain way, that I just think there's something funky going on. I was watching more Mandela effect evidence the other day. Like there's new ones. Like it hasn't stopped. Like there's more and more weird stuff that's like different depending on who you ask. And there was one that was really wild. What was it? It really messed me up. Can't remember it now. But since we were talking about Fruit Loops or fruit rings, figured I'd bring it up. My water is like already cold. So I like to put mine in a hot water bath too. It helps everything marry together. Because if you ever notice, especially if you mix high VG, which I do, there you can actually see where the separation of the PG and the VG are. It kind of looks like little ripples. And that means basically it's not mixed very well or not incorporated enough. So when I do the hot water bath and then shake it, it just seems to marry a lot easier than just letting it sit, or even just shaking it when it's not, because like the hot water just makes the VG a little bit more pliable, a little bit more similar to the consistency of the PG. I used a little bit more vanilla than I was planning on. Okay. All right, fruit smoothie. So I don't think I'm getting my Therion back. I let my dad borrow it because his mod broke. And that was, I think, at least a couple months ago at this point. And then he messages me yesterday and he's like, oh, I got a new tank. I'm like, oh, that's, which I think the tank is gonna, I think it's janky. But he says that people were raving about it at the, wherever he got it from. And okay. It's the, what is it called? It's by Aspire. It has that electric range or stovetop coil. And anytime I've seen like or heard of anyone using those, they're pretty shitty. So I hope he likes it, but I don't have high hopes for that. But yeah, so he's like talking about how he got a new tank. I'm like, oh, so did you get a new mod too? And he's like, no, I really like this one. Damn it, I want my Therion back. It's my most expensive mod. It's not like I was using it, but it's like he would like my most expensive mod that I got on a really good deal. Like I can't just go pick it up for like even near the same price. So I almost got it for like half its retail price. I don't know. It's just irritating me. I guess it's good that it's being used. But it's like next time I let him choose like which device he wants to use, I'm just not even going to put in like my most expensive one. Because my luck, he'll just grab that one. Fruit smoothie is fairly new. It's hard to describe because to be honest, it doesn't taste like a fruit smoothie. For me, it has like a candied type of flavor. It's almost like I want to say pixie stickish, but not like a specific. I think it's kind of like pineapple, like a pineapple. I think I said it was a pineapple Smartie, or yeah, the Smartie, the ones that come in the tube. I think that's what I said before. It tastes like that. It has like a powdery kind of texture to it, which doesn't sound necessarily good, but it actually is really nice. Graham is actually the one that recommended that I use that. I think he's the one that recommended that I buy it. It's really good. I like it a lot. I'm gonna definitely be getting a bigger version of it. So, yeah. Just don't expect it to taste like a smoothie. I thought it was like a smoothie base. But to me, anyway, and to Graham, it tastes nothing like a smoothie. Like I don't get any kind of dairy note to it. It's just vaguely like a candied fruit. All right. Yeah, I want the paranormal too. So I think that's my excuse. Next time I have the money or like I see a sale or something, I'm gonna get my paranormal. It's like kind of like my excuse not to get it was like, well, you already have the Therion that you don't really use. And it's pretty much the same thing. Like I think there's like very small differences, but they're pretty much the same. But I don't think I'll be getting the new paranormal for anytime soon because it's very expensive. Because when I got my Therion, I paid $80 for it. That's the only reason I bought it. I got a really good deal on it. But I was at a vape show, which I don't really go to those very often. So when will I have an opportunity to go again? I'm going to be right back with some water. wanted to show you guys the kitten, but she took off. Let's see Momo. Oh, there's the kitten. Hey! Come here. Oh boy. They both love that wet brush. Hi. What's your problem? Oh, you really don't want to be held, eh? I don't know what that was about. You alright? Oh, she gets very loud sometimes. She's getting big. I don't know if you remember how small she was. Look at her, like lengthwise, and even her face is bigger, like, considerably. I haven't even had her that long, right? You're getting big. Her eyes are just like, hi. Her eyes are just always like going. Like she doesn't have an off, do you? Yeah, nope. She's very vocal though, as you could probably hear. Anyway, hello Chrome. So what are we gonna do next? This is gonna sit for a minute. Yeah, I want to get the paranormal, but I might get the 75. But I think that's single battery. Not that it really much matters, but it's like I don't need 150. Like I never go anywhere like near 50. Like, well, it's turned off right now, but like I'm vaping 23 watts right now. Like the highest I go is usually 30, which I think this one's at. No, this one ain't either. Oh, speaking of which, so I tried this Limitless because I got it for a good deal through a friend. I got it actually for somebody else, but then they told me that they have tried this already and hated it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to give you this tank then. Well, it turns out it was a different tank anyway, because I guess there's a couple different versions of the Limitless RDTA, and this is the gold, which is just done by Limitless, because they used to be like a collaborating thing with iJoy. I guess the iJoy versions weren't very good, but this one is supposed to be significantly better. Mind you, I've never tried the other version because I'm not big on tanks, but this one's pretty good. I will say that. I don't like it in dual coil mode. I don't like dual coils or dual. I don't like them in dual mode. I just really don't. I don't like doing them. They're a pain in the ass. I have to wrap too much to get like the resistance that I want. I don't like it. So I just put it in single mode and left the other part empty. Which I mean you could certainly do, just bear in mind that the airflow doesn't give you the option to just do one side. But I vape with both sides open regardless, like on my drop right now, which I don't think this one. Does it have a single coil? I think it does have a single coil option here. I don't know, but I don't like it. The airflow feels weird if it's not going through both sides to me. So if anything, I just close it off more. But anyway, so just bear in mind that if you like dual or whatever, or you mind the airflow coming in on both sides, it doesn't give you the option to shut it off. But other than that, I mean, it has a lot of airflow because there's 4 little triangle thingies, which I don't know if you could see there. So they're pretty big holes. This is the icon. Another different shapes. You can kind of see how big they are. I don't know. But short of the long is I like it. I just don't like it in dual mode because I don't like dual coils. Yeah, the wicking is weird. You have to like drop it down pretty far, so I pretty much have to use the entire length of the cotton which I'm not used to because you can kind of see it like right there. And this is something that you would have to tilt at a certain point to get it to saturate. But I mean, for a tank, it's okay. I have a 3 milligram juice in here. It's a little harsh, even for a 3, but flavor's decent. It's that strawberry donut one from Vapor Chef. Donut Panic. The 3 is like much higher than I've been doing, but I don't know. In a tank, it's a little bit more doable, even though it's still an RDTA. Sorry to hear that, Chrome. That similar thing happened to my grandmother. The animal didn't die, but it was in such bad shape it probably should have been put down. Is essentially, and this is weird. Tell me if this seems odd to you. The operating table, it's warmed, and essentially it was so hot that it literally gave the cat like 3rd-degree burns across like, I think it was like 60 or 70% of its body. It's like, if it's that hot that it's literally singeing off skin, number one, wouldn't you be able to notice that as you're operating? And number two, wouldn't you feel that yourself while you're there, like performing an operation on an animal? Like, yeah, that was the same thing, the urinary tract infection. They were going in to remove like stones or something. But yeah, like the actual operation didn't mess it up. It was the fact that the operating table was so hot. But it's like, I don't understand how you wouldn't notice that. Like, you cook on like a range, like an electric range or gas range, whatever. You can feel the heat coming from the stove. Like, even though you're not putting your hand directly on it, you can feel the heat. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Anyway. Yeah, it wasn't cool at all. It was very hot. Let's see. I think we're going to try some of these alcoholic mixtures. We have a Jaded Lady, which a lot of these have absinthe in them. Like this one, Jaded Lady. Jaded Lady is absinthe, basil, lemon, vodka, sweetener, and I'll put champagne because I think it's supposed to have some kind of fizziness to it, like a 7-Up. Yeah, cats don't sweat. They sweat through their tongue, just not very often because I think they have a higher internal temperature than us. But even if it's not, because I mean the animal is knocked out when they're doing the operation, but I'm saying like you'd be able to tell like yourself, like feeling like how hot it is, just the table itself, I would imagine. If it's that hot that it's singeing off layers of skin, like you would either be able to visually see it or feel it. I don't know. It just makes no sense. But the animal was never the same after that. Like my grandma kept her, but her demeanor was just miserable, and she ended up putting her down years later. All right, so this is Billionaire's Cocktail. This is absinthe, bourbon, grenadine, lemon, and sweetener. Let me know if any of these sound interesting to you. Corpse Reviver, which is absinthe, cucumber, lime, and sweetener. So it's not very complex. Aviation is gin, grenadine, lemon, lemonade, and violet. That one seemed interesting. I think this one was from 50 Shades of Grey or something. Not entirely sure. I know it was from like a movie. Hello, Ian. Monkey Gland. What was this one? Absinthe, gin, grenadine, or orange juice. Again, not very complex. Hemingway daiquiri, grapefruit grenadine, hibiscus, light rum, and lime. That one actually sounds good. I think I'm going to do that one. The absinthe, whoa. She likes to do that. She's a very fast one, aren't you? Yeah. Since I work from home half the week now, she likes to jump on my lap when I'm in this chair. Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to play with my scale and stuff like that. We're not going to do that. No, 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 no. I know, it's so terrible. So terrible. Go play with your balls. She's a very cute meow. Yeah, smell the hairs. It's singeing off. Yeah, you would think something. But anyway, the absinthe that is in these mixtures is from Decadent Vapor. It's actually a really nice absinthe. A little bit more complex than like the TFA variant. It has like a distinctive woodiness on the exhale. So I think we're going to do something with absinthe, even though I'm not a huge black licorice fan. I can deal with absinthe and stuff like that in certain contexts. Plus, it's different. So I think we're going to do that one. What else do we have? I think I might do aviation as well, which has gin in it. I know gin's a acquired thing. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I actually like it. It's weird. It definitely tastes like pine. I'm not exactly offended by that. All right, so we'll start there. That's 3 mixtures. I'm gonna start with Hemingway first because I feel like this is the least odd of them. While I'm doing that, you can watch, I guess, the kitten. She's right there. I don't know if you could see her. Can you? A little bit. Yeah, absinthe isn't straight up black licorice, like, but honestly, they taste the same to me. Like there are differences and crap like that, but honestly, I taste an anise and I think black licorice. Sorry if that's loud. So I'm going to use Inawera grapefruit because it's pretty much my favorite grapefruit. But I imagine like the type of grapefruit you use in this isn't going to be horribly important, as long as it's just something that you like. Like I have Capella's grapefruit, and it's not quite. It's kind of weak to me. Grapefruits are anything but weak, in my opinion. But in that same respect, it might make it easier to mix with. I just always gravitate to the Inawera. All right, and then we're going to use Capella grenadine to sweeten it up. Plus, I think there was grenadine in the actual recipe, if I can find it. I know it's in one of these little rams, which makes it harder to find. Hazelnuts. What is it? Unless I put it somewhere I wasn't supposed to put it. Which is entirely possible. So I'm not seeing it. And I don't have a whole lot of Capella flavors. At least comparatively. I think I found it. Yep. These out of here because they don't belong. I really want to try that Wonder Flavors hibiscus. I don't know if it's just called straight up hibiscus or if it's called something else. But it's like dried hibiscus or something. It sounds really good. Those there. All right. Oh, speaking of hibiscus, we need hibiscus. That was not intentional. And then we need light rum and lime. Actually, might change out the lime for Vape Train because I think when I did this, I either didn't have the lime by Vape Train or I hadn't tried it yet. So I'm gonna switch it out with Shisha Lime from Vape Train. Pretty good, and it's newer. She's such a troublemaker. Yeah. Alright, so we got lime or light rum. Might as well just pull out the Vape Train flavors I'll be using. I still need to mix a lot of these up. So if anyone's interested in that, we can do that as well. But I think with what I already set in the motion, it's going to be quite enough. I'm gonna try to be out of here by 2. We'll see if that works. I know a couple of times we've run longer than that because I started late. I started fairly on time. I think we're just gonna take this out. These are my lime by Vape Train flavors. Pretty good amount of them. I got most of them from Bull City Flavor. A couple came from Chefs, but actually a fair amount came from Chefs as well. Alright, do we have everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, looks like it. Alright, so this is going to be the Hemingway Daiquiri. And you can add cooling agents to these and crap like that. I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not convinced I like any of them. Like how people come to my show to ask fresh questions. Love you too, guys. I think you missed the kitten. Did you miss the kitten fresh? She's right here. I can grab her real quick. Yeah. All right, Hemingway Daiquiri. She's playing with a wrapper right now that I don't know where the hell she got it from. Yeah. I need to sweep again. Yeah. You just want to see you. Can you mix? Can you DIY or die? She's like, yeah, I don't really want to die. I'm pretty young. Not for a while. Right? Yeah. It's hot. It's got a lot of fur. A lot of fur. And it's like suffocating because it's very dense. Like I tried cutting it. I'm not going to get into the reason why. There's a specific area that keeps getting very dirty. So I was trying to cut it so I can limit that. My scissors just like, nope. Even like hair cutting scissors. It was very odd. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. She's definitely like getting big quickly. And I didn't have Momo as young as I had her, so she's in the shoebox. I had to show this. So funny. What are you doing? Is that comfy? She's a weirdo. She's like, I can fit. I know I can. Anyway, I didn't have Momo as young as I've had her, so I don't know if the rate that she's growing is normal. It seems like it's faster than like a normal cat. Which type of breed that she is can get very big. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Momo likes boxes too. She'll just squeeze her little, well, that's a little booty into them. I definitely will say that Blue is the most energetic cat I've ever had, by far. Like my mom's cat, I think that's why they're having a little bit more of an issue getting along compared to my mom's cat, which Momo got along with really well. Is Blue is very rambunctious, and my mom's cat was pretty tame and like mellow. But I mean, what are you gonna do? As long as they don't fight, I guess it's okay. I mean, Momo grooms her, so I mean, she's accepted her to a degree. Otherwise, I feel like she wouldn't do that. I've never had a Maine Coon before, so I don't know how they grow. I gotta get the pipettes. The toonies. There's these little dram things like you need a pipette for. Yeah, I'm not medicating my cat. I won't even take antidepressants, so I'm not going to give them my animal. I don't think Momo's... I think she was kind of depressed in the beginning, for sure, just because it's another animal to contend with for my attention. But I think she's okay now. But yeah, I know of people that have gotten antidepressants for their animal, and personally, I think it's a bit weird, but I guess to each, as long as the animal's not hurt by it, then I guess whatever, but I don't know. A little too much for me. But yeah, this VTA Shisha Lime is really nice. It's like a sweetened lime sweetened lime juice. And their Persian lime is more of a candied rind, or yeah, rind, or the skin, whatever, of the lime. Depending what you want, or if you mix them together, it's really nice. You can use either or. I don't know if they fade like other limes. Pretty much all limes do. So when I made my key lime pie, I made them in advance, but apparently it was too too in advance because by the time I got around to testing them, it didn't taste like much of anything. And I forgot that limes fade like that because I don't use lime often, or if I do, it's usually in a beverage type situation and I'm vaping it right away. Because I don't like citrus and bakery together. Unless it's lemon. Lemon can be doable. But especially like lime or orange or anything like that, I don't really care for it. I prefer it to be like in a beverage. But yeah. Beware of the fade. Yeah, that's all you can. Humane kids get stripy tails. The name, I don't honestly know where it originates. The main part of it is like the state, because I guess it's where they kind of traced the lineage back to. But the coon part of it, I don't know. Don't know. I think at one point there was like speculation that they breeded with a raccoon and that's why they're so big. Maybe that's where the name came from. But there's been no evidence to prove that it's any kind of weird crossbreeding like that. They're just big. They're very wild, I guess. Like they're very feral. As far as like their habits, but as far as their demeanor in general, they're very friendly. As you can see, and you can kind of tell that just by the little interaction you get from her. And they're very vocal, again, as you can probably tell. All right, so we're going to move on to Jaded Lady, which kind of speaks to me for some odd reason, which is absinthe. We're going to use the Decadent Vapor because apparently it's the best absinthe flavoring that there is. And I would disagree. The few Decadent Vapor flavors I've tried are pretty good. I got the Rainbow Fruit. It's alright. The Parma Violet, which is nice. It's a nice, interesting violet flavor. The Sherbet Lemon is phenomenal. The Dandelion Burdock is interesting. And then Lime Zinger is good as well. Alright, and then for basil, obviously going to use Flavora. I don't even know if any other place makes basil. I reorganized my Flavora flavors because the way I had them before was just annoying. Do I need any more Flavora? I do not. I think we're going to use the sweetener from Flavora though. I haven't used it yet. In place of the Flavor West sweetener I had in here. Basically anything that in the recipe requires simple syrup, which is just sugar, really. I'm just going to add a little bit of sweetener to it because I feel like otherwise it won't probably work that well. Just going to use a small amount though. And then we're going to use lemon. Do I want to use lemon Sicily for that? I might sub that. I don't know. I guess we're just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to use lemon Sicily for the lemon note. I think merely because it doesn't fade as much. Vodka from Vapor Train or Vape Train. I haven't used vodka yet. This is like one of the very few alcohols that they make that didn't get the greatest feedback from what I saw. And I'm not a huge vodka fan to begin with. I used to be back in the day, and then essentially I just drank so much of it and got sick a few times from it that I don't really care for it anymore. Where are you? Did I put it aside? it is. Russian vodka. And then wine champagne by Flavor Art, pretty much just as a fizzy component. I think, no, this isn't. I need to figure out something for my TFA drawer because it's like the most out of control of the ones that remain. All right, wine champagne. This will probably take a minute because I think this is the smaller one. But I'm using wine champagne as a substitute for club soda. No, it's not going to be completely the same, but wine champagne is one of the few flavors that's somewhat fizzy to me. That's why I'm using it. What the hell is going on in here? All right, wine champagne. There it is. This tiny little thing. All right. I don't know why my cupcake world was in here. Yeah, there's still some brands that I don't have homes for. They just don't have enough separate drawers for them. Not really sure what to do with these. And so far, Cupcake World has been very underwhelming to me. I tried the clotted cream fudge, the apple crumble, the shortbread, Devon cream, which I don't think I've tried double cream by itself. So I think these three I haven't tried, and these three I have. Wasn't really super impressed with any of them. I know they're on the weaker side, so maybe that's why I haven't just found the right spot for them, but so far not impressed. All right, so absinthe, basil, lemon, vodka, sweetener, wine champagne. All right. I have my fan out of range because, I mean, the noise, I guess, depending on my settings, doesn't really come across necessarily. However, it definitely messes with my scale. But on the same token, not as comfortable not having any kind of error. Yeah, the Maine Coons are supposed to be very good hunters. I'll say she's very fast, but other than that, I don't really know. Don't really want to know, because if that's demonstrated, that means that there's something for her to hunt, and I'd rather not. Then all right. And like even now, like my scale is still kind of jumping a little bit. How you doing? What are you doing? She stole my drip tip. Why did you steal my drip tip? She's back in the shoebox again. This is not for you. I'm gonna put it in a drawer. I try to keep them off my desks. Doesn't always work, especially when I'm not home. All right. Okay, so that's done. Cupcake World are not quite like the main brands. I've tried a few bakery types and are a bit weaker. Their elderflower is pretty good. I only have a flavor at elderflower, and I'm kind of scared of it because I heard it gets soapy real quick, and I'm not a fan of soap to eat anyway. Brings back bad childhood memories. All right. Absinthe. Now she's laying him. No, leave my Pluot alone. My Pluot. Basil, a little tiny bit. I probably should dilute this. I actually use basil a lot more than I thought I would. Like, it was really nice in that the smoothie with the guanabana or guanabana. It just adds a little something interesting. Now she's laying on my laptop. Hey! No. No, that doesn't mean to lay on it. What the hell's wrong with you? And she also likes getting in these curtains. Like, there's like at least 2 windows that she has access to. And she wants the one window that's covered and I don't want messed with. So apparently the Drop Dead is officially available as of 7/20. And the Drop Solo has been out, at least for pre-sale. I think they're starting to ship. But the thing is like I want them both. So I want to wait until I can get them at the same time. I don't know if that's going to happen. But ideally, I just want to pay 1 shipping. Like, I know that's like petty or whatever, but like, I'm cheap. And I don't like paying for shipping as it is. So I definitely don't want to pay 2 shippings. Plus, I bought a new air conditioner. Should be here Tuesday because the one I have is ancient and it doesn't really work very well. And even though like the weather is okay right now, thankfully, I'm sure it's going to get hotter again. That was a good $225, something like that. So try to like limit my spending. I try to like stretch it out, I guess. Like divide them up so I'm not buying a bunch of crap at once. Plus I bought a few things for my birthday. I bought like makeup and shit, so anyway. All right, last one is aviation. This one is fairly simple. I should have kept the grenadine out. Did I do that? I did. Good. All right, so don't need any of these anymore. Empthion? I don't know what the Empthion is. But the thing is like the solo drop is by a friend. So I would opt to get that more than like whatever the other thing is. Not only because I like Brian, but I trust his judgment because he's picky as hell. So if he likes it and is comfortable enough to bring it out, then in my eyes it has to be at least decent. Even with my picky ass. Plus I like the way it looks. Yeah, I don't know what the Entheon is either. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos anymore. like vape-related ones. Mainly because it just makes me spend money and I don't need any help with that. It makes me want shit that I just don't need. Gin, Flavor Art Gin. We already have Capella Grenadine. We need Flavor Art Violet. Their nose in these smaller ones. I haven't messed with it too much. Part of the reason I wanted to do this one. Where the hell is it? Jasmine, lavender, nut mix, labyrinth, apple pie, cucumber, kiwi. What the hell? Where is it? I also want to try the... Sorry, it's probably really loud. I want to try the new Flavor Art too. But I don't think we're going to have time. It's already... walnut. What the hell is it? I must have put it somewhere it shouldn't be. I don't see it. And my Flavor Art drawer is not that bad. Where I shouldn't... Oh, there it is, right in front of my face. That's great. Sorry for the noise. Scared the hell out of Blue. And me. And probably you too. Alright, where's my Loran's? There it is. Lemonade. And then I'm going to use lemon from Flavor Express. So I think this is the one that you need to use lemonade. So I figured lemonade by Loran's and Flavor Express lemon would be good together. I want it to be a little sweet. I think that's it. Gin, grenadine, lemon, lemonade, violet. Okay, finally getting somewhere. All right. Envion didn't really give me anything special, to be honest. Looking for... Is that the one that looks like the nipple? Let me search that. Okay, that was not wanted. Yeah, that's the weird looking one. No, I don't like the way it looks. I know it's like superficial or whatever. But I don't like it. It's too staggered. I like things that are like more streamlined. Not so many like cuts to it. Plus, like, I feel like the deck is just kind of meh. Like, I don't think I'd like it. Yeah, no. Definitely the drop solo. Just the aesthetics alone. I think the solo drop looks a lot better. Yeah. Like, even with its little encasing, I forget, like the PMT or I don't know. The thing that like you can put over it that makes it look more like a bell. Like, it still looks better than the other thing, in my opinion. And yeah, I know the aesthetics doesn't mean too much, but I don't really think there'll be an issue with flavor. So I'm not really... I mean, it's pretty much his drop, but smaller and only half the posts. And I like the drop, so I figure if I like the drop, I probably will like the solo drop. If not more, because it's actually intended or designed for a single coil, which the regular drop isn't really, even though I still use it for a single coil. I've tried duals. I just don't like duals. I really don't. I don't think there's one time where I've liked it in anything that I've built it on. And it could be user error or just the fact that I don't like hot vapes. So I think it really is designed for people that like the higher temperatures and whatnot, which I don't. Anyway, this is our last mixture. It's going to be the aviation. I've heard the actual drink is really good, but it's hard to find because it requires some kind of like violet liqueur or something like that that most people don't have. I have to change all the ratios on these because this was with the old VG, which was thicker. Oh, that's not what I wanted. See how much this is oxidized? This is nicotine. I don't know how I feel about this, Nick. Because that'll be the next step. Like if I'm still having the issue with the flavor dissipating, is changing Nick again. I don't know what I'll change it to, but changing it. Because other than that, I don't know what the issue is. I've checked the calibration on my scale. It's fine. So it's not that. I've changed RDAs and stuff like that. Didn't help. Even changed the coil on them. It's like everything was new. But yeah, it's not like I need any more stuff. I do eventually want to get another mod because I like to have extra mods, just like in case what happened with my dad and his brakes. But he done took my Therion and I'm not getting it back. So now I need something to like replace that. Hello, wise man. And I'm thinking the paranormal might be that something. I don't know if there's going to be any sales anytime soon. Probably won't be in something like that anyway. That's one thing about the Therions. They don't tend to be on sale, like, ever. That's why me finding it for the price that I did was unique. Trying to get this at 0.1. Okay, there we go. It's very difficult. All right, got that going. I'm going to need to get more water again. I think what we're going to do then is try that Pluot. And then at that point, we should be ready to start testing some of these flavors. I just thought of something. Since the other VG is thicker, maybe it could have been messing with the weight since I do this by a scale, by weight. So if it's thicker, then more likely it's weighs more. So maybe that could be screwing with my stuff too. Because back when I used to use bulk apothecary for VG, I was still using syringes, so it didn't really matter. Maybe that could be the issue. All right, I am going to get more water, and then I'll be right back. Sneaky. All right, so that's done. I'll let that sit and marinate a little bit. Yes, Gizzard, we know you don't like cats. All right. Yeah, but the vape out of this Limitless Gold, now it's like way backtracking. I never really finished my thought. It's pretty good. It's just kind of irritating to figure out how you like it, but I think once you find the build that you like and the way that you do it, it's not as bad. Especially now that I just took the one coil out. One thing that is stupid, and I didn't even plug it up again, is the fill port. It's just like this little rectangle, and then there's like this rubber black stopper thing that you're supposed to put in it, but like it's really hard to get in and out. Like it's very annoying. I was thinking about letting my dad use this. He bought that tank, and I don't imagine it's going to work well. But I think that would annoy him, because like if it annoys me, like my dad has even less patience with these types of things than I do. So cats are playing again. Except Moa doesn't look very happy. So if I don't like it, then he's not going to want to bother with it either. Can you be nice? Momo gets a little cranky. Anyway. See, we always had animals as pets. We always had some kind of pet. Whether it usually was dogs. Like we almost always had a dog. But honestly, most of the time we usually had a cat as well. Like my first pet that was mine, I got when I was like really young, was a cat. I had a few hamsters as well, but they don't last very long. I always thought it was because we didn't really know how to take care of them because we were kids. But then come to find out that they just don't have very long lifespans. It's just sad. You know, when you get an animal, you become attached to it. The last thing you want is them to die. But hamsters are pretty cool. think that was really the extent of our pets, though. I've never had like a reptile or anything like that. My friend has a gecko. It's really cute. But I don't know. I don't really know anything about reptiles as far as like taking care of them. It's just not really something I'd want to mess with. Plus, I don't like what they eat. You know, bugs. So I'd rather just look at them. I'll go to my friend's house if I want to play with them. Well, you can't really play with them, but... Anyway, just getting this RDA ready. I'm just going to use the icon. Starting to get... Can you guys hear the little bloops from the Discord? It irritates me. And if you can hear it, then it irritates me more. I know I get irritated by weird things. Usually noises. I am going to exit. Alright. I think it's because the Mixed and Vixens is on a little bit in a few hours. So now everyone's starting to message each other. I'm really excited though, because Leilani should be coming back today. Alright, so that's wicked up. Alright, so we're going to try this Pluot. This is the dinosaur egg. Where did I put it? Just trying to keep it away from the cat. It's the dinosaur egg Pluot, which is a plum apricot hybrid. Looks pretty interesting. I like plums. I don't know how I feel about apricots. Like, I like peaches. I think I'm more of the peach fan. But honestly, I don't even know if I've ever had an apricot. I've had a nectarine. I definitely don't like them as much as the peach. I don't know that I've had an apricot. I think I bought one and then it went bad before I could try it. I don't know. Let me get some of these out of here. All right. Oh, I have had dried apricots. That is a good point. Those are pretty good. I pretty much like most fruits and vegetables. All right, so we're gonna cut in. Ooh, very interesting color. That's pretty. That's what the inside looks like. It's very red, and like the juice from it is very red. Like cutting into it, I could just see. Doesn't have much of a smell. Mainly just tastes like a plum, to be honest. There's the texture of a plum, which I like plums. I haven't had a plum in a long time, though. It's a little tart. I don't know if plums are tart. This is a little tart, which I don't mind. You kind of see the juice there. Almost looks like blood. Very good, though. I like it. The price wasn't too horribly bad, either. A lot of times with the more unique fruits, they're very expensive. I think I was going to buy a dragon fruit, which I have had it just like once. But considering I already had tried it in the past, and it was $10, I was like, I don't know. Maybe some other time. They had star fruit, which are a little odd, but honestly, they have those at Giant Eagle, which is our grocery store. They had papaya, but I'm pretty sure I don't like papaya. So, and they were a little expensive. So I'm like, am I gonna buy something that I think I'm not gonna like for that much money? Probably not. I did get a mango, but I've had mangoes before. Um, I also got a different fruit, but I don't think it's ripe. But yeah, this fruit I think was like $1, which I don't think is too bad. Their apples are really nice looking. I'm almost tempted to do like a farmer's market haul, but I don't know how many people would like that. People seem to be very irritated about the cat little videos I posted. But whatever. I mean, it's my channel. I'm going to post what I want to post. When people don't like it, they'll just either not watch it or, I guess, unsubscribe. I don't really want anyone to unsubscribe, but if you don't like what you see, then I'd rather you do that. But yeah, this Pluot thing is really good. Little tart, but mainly it just tastes like a plum. I don't know that it tastes like. I guess it could have. I didn't honestly know what it was at first. Just that it looked interesting. So maybe next time I'll get a plum so I actually can compare them. But if I recall correctly, plums are a little sweeter, but I think plums are a little tart too. It's been a long time since I've had a plum, but I know I like them. But I got a bunch of fruits and vegetables from the farmer's market. It only cost me $40, and that was including tortilla chips that were $4, almond milk, which was $4, and potatoes that were $4. So those were like the bigger items. Oh, and I got a half of a watermelon, which was like $3. So those were like the higher priced items. But even considering all that, I still got a whole bunch of other things. I mainly got like little like one of everything. It's like a big problem I have is I'll buy a bunch of crap and then I never eat them. So I figure if I just buy like one of everything, I'm gonna have better luck with actually eating them. Because I do want to eat more fresh fruit and vegetables because I don't know, I just been feeling like not like crap, but just like no energy at all. And I know that I'm not eating enough fruits and vegetables, so yeah, and the cat videos they were short. At least they weren't like super long or anything. I just like I want to document Blue while she's young because like Momo, I have a couple videos from her when she was a kitten, but not many. I could see if I can try to upload those, maybe make them private so people don't get all like, is this like a cat channel now? Um, Maybe I'll like update them and like make them unlisted and then just put a link in case you want to see them. But I do have a couple of videos of Momo when she was a kitten. And I just want to make sure I document as much as I can because you know your memory sucks. At least my memory sucks. It's getting worse and worse. And I just want to remember, you know, this time because like she's growing so fast already. And I know a lot of you like, you know, cats and kittens, so I figured I would share. That's all. I don't know if I can figure out how to upload it because I actually saved it to PhotoBucket. So I guess I could just put the link there. That might work. I don't know. I'll try to figure something out. I do want to extract it from PhotoBucket because I know I have a feeling that eventually PhotoBucket won't be around and then I'll lose those because I don't have the original files anymore. Because they were from 2007. Long ass time ago. Tell you what, eating that plum really like enhances the flavor and kind of almost changes it of the donut panic, the strawberry glazed donut. It's pretty interesting. All right, I'm not gonna vape any more of that though, because it's 3 milligram Nick, and I'm already getting a little bit buzzy. No one complained about it, but I noticed I lost a couple of subscribers. It could have been just coincidence. I don't know, but I mean, I love my cats, so I guess if that's a problem, then they can leave. I don't know. I'm very defensive if you haven't noticed. All right, so we're going to try this Pony on Acid or Pony Acid clone inspired. It's not really a clone because, like I said, I've never had the actual liquid, but it's inspired by Pony on Acid because Grim Green talked about it 5,000 times on his last vlog. Though him and I don't seem to have the same tastes in e-juice necessarily. So it'll be interesting to see if I like this. Not to say that this is anything like the original, but we'll see, I guess. Flavor is good on the hand. Very interesting. Very sweet. What, did I add sweetener? I don't think I did. Something in it that's very sweet though. Not like overly sweet, but almost like bordering. But I would imagine Pony on Acid probably has a lot of sweetener. Probably the sweet strawberry. Or the fruit smoothie. One of those. I don't know. Tastes good though. Alright. This is the one that is a cream forest mix, French vanilla, fruit smoothie, lemon lime, and sweet strawberry. Good. It's different. Definitely different. The thing that I fear about French vanilla is sometimes it overpowers pretty quickly or easily. But it actually doesn't in this. I used it fairly low for that reason. It actually blends in pretty nicely with the fruits. I don't really know that I taste the lemon and lime. I think it's just kind of enhancing other flavors. But it's good. It's very fruity. I think I'm getting a slight tartness from maybe the fruit smoothie because it has that pineapple heavy flavor for me, which I don't mind. I don't mind my flavors being a little bit tart. I don't know. It's good though. I like that one. So that was Pony Acid. I think as it sits, the might be a little bit more creamy, but honestly, I like it as it is. I might just vape that before it steeps, just in case it steeps weird. So that's one thing about the TFA smoothie. I'm not quite sure how it steeps. Because I know the one flavor that I made with the guanabana, whatever, I didn't like it as much after a few days. All right, so we're going to try this Hemingway Daiquiri. This one has grapefruit, grenadine, hibiscus, light rum, and lime. I'm not going to drip test this because I don't know if it'll affect how I vape it. So I'm not going to. Interesting. Definitely tastes like a daiquiri. I think the grapefruit is what is kind of throwing it off a little bit as far as a daiquiri is concerned, because I don't know that I've ever had a daiquiri with grapefruit in it, but it is subtle enough because I only used tiniest drop. It was 1/4%. Because grapefruit by Inawera I think is pretty strong, so I use it low. I think it's good. It's not as good as pony acid, but it's good. Might actually benefit from a little bit of vanilla, which would kind of like maybe ethyl vanilla, but I think that would ruin the daiquiri part of it. I mean, it's good. So that's Hemingway daiquiri. All right. I think for the next one, I am going to change the wick out. I didn't change it for the last one. Only because the Jaded Lady has absinthe in it. It's a little bit different than the other ones. I try not to put flavors together that don't really mesh well. All right. I think it's going to storm soon. I hope it does. So it was supposed to rain like pretty much all week. But I haven't really seen all that much. Like it rained briefly, I think Friday. And I was super happy. But it didn't last long. I guess I shouldn't be complaining because for it being technically summertime, it has been raining a lot more than it has in quite a while. But I love rain, so I'm a weirdo that rain makes me happy. Like sunshine, I'm kind of miserable. I just find it so uncomfortable. All right, Jaded Lady has absinthe, basil, lemon, vodka, a little bit of sweetener, and wine champagne for a kind of fizziness. I don't know if you could tell, it has a little bit of a hue to it because Absinthe by Decadent Vapor has a green color. Yeah, but tonight I'm mixing Vixens. We are going over a. It's kind of weird because we started off with one profile picture and then changed it to a different one. So mine's kind of going to be a hybrid between the two pictures, but it's like a. Well, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's a rhubarb apple pastry. I think it came out okay. I don't know how rhubarb is supposed to taste because I've only had it once and I didn't really like it, but I don't like pie. It was like a rhubarb strawberry pie. I didn't care for it, but I don't like pie that much, so. The absinthe note is pretty prevalent. I'm like searching for the other flavors. I don't taste much of anything else. It's pretty much like a good and plenty. It's mainly what I get is good and plenty. Like there's other stuff going on, but like it's hard to really pinpoint what it is without actually knowing what's already in there. So I probably have to decrease the absinthe, which is only at 1%. And for decadent vapor, I think it's pretty low. But it's really all I'm getting. But I imagine the real drink is probably absinthe heavy as well. It's just going on the proportions of the recipe. It looked pretty strong. Maybe get a hint of the basil, but honestly, if I didn't know it was in there, I probably wouldn't be able to pick it out. It's okay. It just mainly tastes like a good and plenty. All right, so the last one is gonna be Aviation. It's a violet liqueur drink. Well, I could just tell you what it's in it or what's in it. It has gin, grenadine, lemonade, and violet, like a violet liqueur. Obviously, I don't have a violet liqueur, so I just use violet. I'm hoping I probably should have done the absinthe one last. It's probably gonna leach onto it. It tends to linger. Yeah, I think the pony acid one most people would like. You might have to, as usual, increase percentages because I think total was only like 4% flavor. Yeah, 4.25. So I guess pick, like, if you are familiar with any of the flavors that I mixed with, but you should be at least familiar with one, probably like forest fruit. If you know what percentage you like that flavor at, just increase all the other flavors by the same amount that you would increase that to, and it should come out, the way that you want it to. I think ELR has a option to increase percentages by X%. Yeah, adjust total flavor. So you could also do that as well. It should keep the ratios the same, but just increase it a little bit. So maybe start it by like 0.5% higher, or like so like I did 4.25, maybe increase it to 6, and if that still doesn't work, maybe increase it to 8 or 9 total flavor, and you should be golden. But yeah, of the ones I've mixed and tried so far, that one definitely I would think is the most pleasing to like across the board. Like people are basically most likely to like that one. I think Hemingway Daiquiri people would like as well. Not sure about Jaded. You'd probably have to like Absinthe or Black Licorice to enjoy that one. You can use Capella Sweet Strawberry. There's like a little bit of a difference, but it's honestly not enough to really matter too much, because honestly, when I vape the completed mixture, strawberry is not what really pops out at me. So yeah, you should be fine. At the same percentage, they seem to be fairly the same as far as strength. I just use Jungle Flavors because it's the newer flavor that I have, and I do like it. But the fruit smoothie, I would say, is definitely something you would need to have, unfortunately, for it to come out the same way. It's a pretty unique flavor. All right, so Aviation. It's actually pretty nice. It's mainly lemonade. Not getting a whole lot of gin, which is probably good for most people, because a lot of people don't like gin. And the violet is very subtle, which I wanted it to be that way because a lot of times with these florals, you know, they get perfumey real quick, especially when you mix it with like an alcohol. It's nice. It's mainly just a lemonade with a slight floral note. It's very subtle though. I like it though. It's probably my second favorite. Maybe tied with the Hemingway. The Hemingway was pretty good. And then first the one I liked the most was the Pony Acid. I gotta find my damn cap. I don't know where it went. I'll just use a different one. All right. So I mean, I think most of them were successful. It's just the Jaded Lady tastes mostly like absinthe, which I don't know that could be avoided, to be honest. I'll try some other absinthe ones at another time. But yeah, I think it was fairly successful. I'll make Aviation Public as well as the Hemingway Daiquiri. I'm not going to do Jaded Lady just because I don't think it's anything special. But yeah, 3 good mixtures. I think it's pretty good. I don't like strawberry vapes, so I do love rhubarb. Weird. Yeah, but Anawera's rhubarb is awful. I ended up going with a different brand, which I don't want to give away everything tonight because then it'd be pointless to watch. But I found what I feel is a non-offensive rhubarb. Also, rhubarb crisp by One-on-One is good. I'd probably say it's the best solo one, but it kind of is a one-shot, so it's kind of cheating because the other rhubarbs were just straight rhubarb. I think there was one I did not get around to trying. Yeah, the Cupcake World rhubarb I didn't get around to trying. Leilani sent me some stoofs. Rhubarb Cuddle by Decadent Vapor. I also didn't get around to trying. She always illustrates them really nicely. She's a very visual centered person. Like she likes things to look nice because she is a professor of web design, I think, or art, or both. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Like I said, check out Vixen Vixens tonight. It's going to be on in 4 hours from now. Leilani should be back tonight if all goes well. I'm super excited about that, and you guys should be as well. She's very entertaining and just an awesome person. And she did her little version of the profile picture. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, anything like that, you can put them in the comments below. You can also message me various places. Probably Gmail is the easiest. I'm just rinvapes@gmail.com. Also on Instagram, Twitter. I don't really do much on Twitter. I'm on ECF, hardly ever on there though. Vaping on the Ground. And also on ELR and all the flavors as Rin Vapes. You can get merchandise from me, I think, still. I don't know if it's still there. I keep forgetting to mention it. But if you want a mixture shirt, I think it should be there. Let me make sure. I guess I could just go to my link. I think you can get it at the same place. I'm going on there now, so. Oh, someone reviewed my thing. Let's see what they said. I hope it's nice. Reviews. Oh, nice. So someone left me feedback. I don't know if they want to be put on blast, but they gave me a 5 score, which I think is the highest you can. They said that they whipped it up this morning, and I'm vaping it right now. Really delicious and solid recipe. It's a great base for adding extras to, which I plan on doing at some stage. Nice work. So thank you for reviewing my recipe. It was the banana pudding, or pudding, whatever, on all the flavors. I've gotten nothing but good feedback about that. So yeah, if I were to do a one shot, I definitely would want to do one of those, or do that as one of them. Let's see, why all right, so yes, go to link. Yeah, accept cookies, whatever. All right, so I don't think it's on there, or no, it is on there. Okay, so it is. So you can get shirts here for me, and you can also get shirts for Gizzard. Make sure it's the right spot. So if you wanted the Sport Life t-shirt, you can also get it there. And if you want any of our stuff, it's under Freaky Fresh Friends, which is like kind of a tongue twister on vapingswag.com. I think there is a code. I think Gizzard has a code. I don't know that I have a code. Do you have a code, Gizzard? Because I don't know if I do. You can also check out Adore E-Liquid. She has that pecan consequence. Yeah. I always read it as pecan sequence, and I was like, that's a weird name. But then when she actually said it, it was like consequence. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Anyway, it's a butter pecan pudding, bread pudding. You can get that. You can get the pudding, or what was the banana one? Banana bondage, hazy custard, custard de leche. There's like some of my favorite ones. Coupon code is Mixtress. You can check out Coil Vapes. He has the this one and that one and all that other stuff. I don't have coupons for that. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, there's a coupon code over there. I am not going to say that though. I don't really like that word. But yeah, you can use that coupon code over there to save 10% on vapingswag.com. Anyway, that is it. That's all the plugging I'm going to do. I'm going to get out of here. Check Vixen Vixens out at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are going to go over the pastry picture that we put on Facebook. It's supposed to be a rhubarb apple tart thingy, or not a tart, like a fold over or whatever the hell those things are. Anyway, it's something like that. So yeah, bye.